How's it going? Again, it's Kevin Schmidt, physical therapist, bike fitter, and founder of Pedal PT out here in Portland, Oregon for another round of useful tips to help you guys achieve happy, healthy, pain-free bicycling. Today's topic is a little interesting and it involves gloves. Many of us have seen people with fingerless gloves riding on a bike, and people are saying like, well, should I wear gloves? I'm getting hand numbness, things like that. Should I wear gloves? Is it useful? Now, let's talk about this a little bit. So I think gloves are fairly useful if you're gonna be doing longer rides, and it comes down into comfort. Oftentimes with, your hands get sweaty, you're gonna be slipping. I think it just provides a good, nice support. I also like gloves on longer rides too, because a lot of times if we're having to wipe our mouth or wipe our nose, there's oftentimes on the back of that glove a kind of like a towel material, and I tend to find that fairly useful. Now, if the only reason you're getting gloves is because your hands are going numb, there might be other causes for that hand numbness. I think that we've talked in a couple of these videos before. Number one thing to look for with hand numbness would be if your saddle is nose down. If the saddle is nose down, you're gonna be dumping a lot of weight onto those hands, and oftentimes that's what causes those hands to go numb. So by purely just adding gloves to that, I'm not sure if that's gonna change the intensity or how quickly that numbness comes on or not. Number two is you'll also wanna just make sure that when you're on the bike that your saddle could be nose down. It could also be a combination of being nose down and too high. If you're too high and you're reaching too far to the bars, or if your saddle is here and your bars are way down here, that's a lot of pressure that can go through those hands. In addition to that, you wanna make sure that your wrist is slightly cocked up when you're on the bike. You don't wanna make sure that your wrist is straight. That is actually compressive. And also you wanna make sure not too much backwards bending in the wrist. That's will also cause numbness in those hands as well. I think gloves overall are fairly useful if you're gonna be doing longer rides. I think it's a personal comfort thing, but for me, longer rides, I think gloves are useful. Depending on where the padding is, it's probably not that big of a difference as well, but I think it just gives you a little bit more security if you're riding uneven surfaces or, let's say, technical terrain, things like that. It is nicer if the bar is gonna be bouncing around for you to have a little bit better purchase area to be able to hold on there as well. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. If you found any of this valuable, please click like or consider subscribing. And otherwise, keep those questions coming, guys. It's your questions that keep this channel going. And so until next time, reach out if you need me. Otherwise, it's Kevin Schmidt, physical therapist, bike fitter out here in Portland, Oregon. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.